Eunuchs in the Bible. What's that all about? The question of eunuchs in the Bible straddles a rather fascinating intersection between ancient societal norms, culture, and religious practices. So let's unpack this a bit. And back in biblical times, the term eunuch broadly referred to men who were castrated, typically to be trusted servants or officials. They were often situated in royal courts, tasked with overseeing the safety and integrity of the women's living quarters because they were considered safe to be around the king's harem, being unable to procreate or vie for the king's attention in that way. But there's more nuance when you thumb through the old texts. In the Bible, eunuchs were sometimes used as a metaphor for those who were celibate, or for those who dedicated their lives to serving God without the distractions or obligations of family life. This is more of a spiritual application of the term, rather than the literal physical alteration the word originally implies. In the context of Christianity, which of course is rooted in many stories and teachings of the Hebrew Bible, there are mentions of eunuchs that convey a somewhat inclusive message. Jesus, in Matthew 19:12, references eunuchs in a way that could be understood to recognize and accept people who live outside the traditional framework of marriage and family, for the sake of heaven. The book of Isaiah goes a step further, promising eunuchs who follow God's commands a name better than sons and daughters. That's no minor promise given the hefty value placed on lineage and offspring in those days. So in essence, eunuchs in the Bible are more than just court officials. They symbolize a state of being solely dedicated to God, whether through physical alteration or personal choice of celibacy. It's this wider lens of understanding that provides enlightenment on what could easily be a misunderstood and overlooked group in ancient texts. Here in Portland, Oregon, I might not cross paths with eunuchs in the traditional sense, but the Bible's teachings on living a life committed to spiritual integrity, rather than solely biological lineage, that still resonates pretty strongly, irrespective of millennia and miles.